Hey folks, I'm Red and this is my Watcher of Realms channel. This is a free-to-play series. We're on the main account and I wanted to do a bit of a guide on how you can get summons. I've had a question on YouTube about as a free-to-play player, how do you actually get the summons that you get? The observation being that I tend to have a lot of these crystals and I can often summon on a banner. Any given banner. If we look at the events, the banners come basically about once a week. And yeah, I've been able to summon basically on every one. Now, some of that is that I get diamonds from the content creator program. I don't get a ton, but I get enough to kind of make it worth it. But then I also save a lot of my diamonds and resources generally. So how are we getting summons? Now, we have to distinguish between, say, early game and late game. I'm now late game, so a lot of what I do is actually farming because I want to try and get gear and I can beat a lot of the content. But when I first started, a lot of these principles still apply. Okay, so one of the main ways that I get summons is I just do my daily quests. Okay, I complete all of these basically every day, and then I complete these weekly ones. And you can see you get a few diamonds here, you get some crystals for summoning, and monthly you get the same, right? So just by being in the game every day, I'm able to get a fair bit of summons. The other thing I'm doing is there are these quest lines like challenges where you can get some resources, and when you start the game, there's even another quest line that you can complete, and that'll give you resources. And some of that is beating certain levels of dungeons, so you just kind of have to grind and keep working at it and keep working at it. Also in the shop, you get free stuff every day. So I never spend any money, but I'm always getting these rewards here. So every week you get a summoning crystal, and then daily you can get some diamonds and some stamina, and that's quite useful. I'm also, every day I'm checking the shop, and actually every hour it'll refresh. So when I was really starting out, I was in the game quite a bit, 12 hours a day at least, to check every hour that I could get materials or content. So you can see, you can buy some of these heroes. This is useful in a training event if you have the gold. Early game, gold is a big problem, so I wouldn't spend money in here very much. I would do more farming. But yeah, you can get stamina. You can get crystals that are usually on sale. I've started buying these because I have a lot of extra gold because I'm in the end game, and gold isn't a problem because you're selling most of your gear at the end game stage. But you can do these free refreshes, and you can get some of these. And usually rare summoning crystals that are available are pretty heavily discounted. So I don't know if you can see that so well, but yeah, 20% off. That's a lot better than what you would get if you were just summoning, and you wanted to spend extra to, because I think it's like 86 or 88 of these crystals to get, or diamonds to get a crystal. Here it's 70. So it's worth buying, in my opinion. Now, you have to make sure you have enough diamonds. So you want a good stockpile of diamonds. And then this is where I would buy my rare summoning crystals. And I also like to get the stamina. I do have a guide on what you should buy in the shop, depending on where you are in the game. But yeah, so here, sometimes I find these are useful. These different pieces of gear, but not always. Like this one is not really worth it. But yeah, I've started buying. Now you can do a bunch of free refreshes, and then you can do some refreshes with gold if you have enough of it, and then you can do some refreshes with diamonds. I tend to not do the refreshes with diamonds, but I will do refreshes with gold. But again, it just depends on your account, what you're able to do. You get some rewards from here as well, but you don't necessarily get things like, you get a few diamonds, but you don't get the actual crystals, okay? But one place where you regularly get crystals is from your guild boss, okay? So make sure you're in a guild. You start out, quite on the easy level, but you can still get crystals from here, and the rewards just get better as you go further up, right? So that's definitely something you want to do every day, because you have a chance every day to get stuff. And as you get further into the game, as you're able to beat more content, you have more heroes, then you can get even more rewards. So at this point, if you look in the guild, doing Titanic Ruins every week gives you a bunch. Doing Drake's Chasm every day gives you a bunch, at least two or four chests there, depending on how good your account is, how good your guild is, and then Guild War as well. That'll also give you some resources. So each of these things on its own doesn't give you much, but when you add them together and you're doing them daily, it all adds up, and eventually you get a lot. Now, if you are early game, another great place to get rewards is in the campaign. So you can see up here, you get various rewards from these different chapters, depending on which of these levels you're in. Like in normal, they tend to give you, at least early on, would give you more diamonds and stamina. When you go into hard and expert, then you start getting crystals. Okay, so this is definitely worth pushing. You can see, I've collected most of the rewards from here. I haven't really pushed up into the campaign. At this point, I don't feel like I really need to, but it's definitely worth doing, pushing as far as you can, and then just saving your summons for those particular weeks or banners that will give you a hero that will really change your account. So that's kind of the approach that I've taken in my free-to-play journey. And now that I'm in the end game, I'm just kind of doing the dailies and collecting the rewards. So Malrik, again, another good place to farm resources. That's really more end game kind of content, but you kind of get the picture. Another place where you can get stuff is the arena, right? So do your daily arena fights. It doesn't really matter what your level is, but you'll get resources as you farm, and then every week the ranking resets and you get some resources there. So I don't worry too much about my arena rank, and as you get further into the end game, probably that's where you might spend a lot of your time, because that's kind of one of the few areas in the game where you really have competition at this point. But also, making sure that you're able to complete these events. If you go to something like Brave Conquest, all this is farming, right? So you want to make sure you have enough stamina and you can get enough points to get these resources. So here you end up with 6 of those rare summoning crystals, and depending on where you are in the dungeon, you might actually get some crystal shards or things like that will also help. Duel of Champions will also give you stuff, and all you have to do is basically do a bunch of fights, whether you win or lose. So that's quite good. Tales of the Smith, similarly. So all of these events, if you max them out, you're gonna get 5 or 10 crystals in a week from those events. And then if you're doing tournaments, similarly, okay, just use all the stamina that you have and make sure that it's going toward a tournament, okay? In this case, I haven't actually used most of my additional stamina When these pots come up in the shop, I will buy them and then I'll save them. So if we go here to stamina, you can see I've got 150 of these huge stamina pots that I've just been saving. And I don't do every tournament. I don't try and win every tournament. Sometimes I'm just using my daily energy and that's enough. So yeah, so that's kind of my approach. Just basically do your dailies and then decide when you want to summon. Save your summons for a good week and spend them then. And as your account grows, then you'll have more ability to summon on those particular banners that you want to. All right, so yeah, I tend to just use the resources that I have as wisely as I can, and not be swayed by the shiny new thing. Yeah, if I can avoid it. Sometimes I can't. So yeah, so I hope that's helpful for you. Just get an idea of how other free-to-play players do it, and just yeah, keep working at your game and don't sweat it. You know. So thanks a lot for watching. Do like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.